Hey everyone, I'm Natalie Stiver. I just wanted to do a video and share a journey that I've gone on in the last within the last 2 years. Actually, this journey started my whole life, but it really went into overdrive in the last 2 years. And I wanted to share the story, and I wanted to be candid about this. It's me being vulnerable and raw. So here it goes. So back in 2020, when all this stuff hit the fan, when shit hit the fan, I was on the phone with a very dear friend, and we were talking, and I can talk very openly with her, and we can talk about absolutely anything. And she said one word to me, one word, and all of a sudden I had these tingles. I had this complete download of information, tingles on my head, my shoulders, down my whole body. That this sensation lasted probably a few weeks, and it would come on all of a sudden and just downloads. And it was like pieces of a puzzle, and they just started fitting together, and they created this big picture. And it was the first time in my life that I ever felt like I belonged and this world was making sense, and that I wasn't alone. And the confusion of what am I doing here and who am I, all of a sudden a lot of those questions were answered, and I was so thankful. I was in this moment of these moments of bliss for about 2 weeks, and I absolutely loved it. But right after that was followed up with almost 2 weeks of hell. In my dream state, I would go to bed at night and I was being attacked by these weird entities and demons in my dream state. And I could say it was in my dream state, and I was in a dream state, but it was exactly the room I was in. My daughter was sleeping with me a couple of those nights, and I saw her beside me. But the most interesting thing, so it was a scary time because I was processing why is this happening after the beautiful experience I just had? Why is this happening? Why is this happening now? And it was interesting because one of my cats, who's totally miserable all the time, in the 2 week period where I was being attacked in my dream state by these weird things, she decided that she was going to sleep on top of me every single night. She came and slept up on my chest, and she would come up and stay there all night long. And she hasn't done it ever since. And just as a side note, I mean, in ancient Egypt, they looked at cats as if they were gods. They were highly worshipped. But I digress. That's another story. But it was very interesting because she hasn't done that ever since. And I haven't had that experience ever since. But shortly after that, I had a vision, and in this vision, I am blindfolded, and I have 5 people around me, and they're dressed in white, and that's symbolic, as for my own beliefs, that's symbolic of my guides. So I had these 5 guides around me, and I'm blindfolded, and they've got me by the shoulders, and they're behind me, and they're kind of nudging me along, and I'm shuffling my feet, taking little baby steps here and there, but we're all laughing. And we're all laughing because they know who I am, and I know who I am in this vision. And they know that there's a truth that's been highly covered on this planet. We're covered by programs and layers of shrouding that we have to unpeel back. So this was my vision with my guides helping me along with my blindfold, which is super symbolic because obviously like I said in my last video, we are in the dark ages. We are so far removed from our source, and this is why mental health is so prevalent right now. It's not a normal state for us. The way we're living, the way this world is set up right now with the systems upon systems, the governmental control that's going on, it's not how we're supposed to live. And intuitively, we know that we are sovereign and divine beings. And we have forgotten this really, really important aspect of how magnificent we truly are. And it's time we remember and remember with Source. This is the time. This is the time, and we are being pushed in every single area of our life. And I don't know about you, but I'm sure if you're watching this right now, you can't sit here and tell me that you're not feeling this, because we all are, every single one of us. is feeling this. So mental health is the anxiety and depression that people are really experiencing, especially even leading up to 2020, because the energies have changed so much since 2012, are really pushing us to dig deeper, look inward, uncover our divine spark, peel back the layers, and really look inward, because the only way out of this is going in. We're so taught, we're in this nanny state where we're so ingrained with the fact that we need to look outside of ourselves for guidance and help, and we don't. It's all right here. It's all right here. Anyway, I just wanted to share my story with you. It's very personal, but it's time to be raw and open, because people need real and raw right now. People need to know that they're not alone. You are not alone. I've suffered from mental health issues before. I've had anxiety attacks where I'm begging the people that I'm with to take me to the hospital because I feel like I'm going crazy. And I can say that I've traveled this journey and I'm not out of the woodwork. It's a daily task to stay in touch and in tune with my own divine guidance. I'm just sharing my story because I don't want people to suffer in silence anymore. I want people to speak, and I want people to feel like they're not alone, and I want people to reach out and for you to know that you're not crazy. You're not crazy. All you have to do is ask for help, and you'll realize that most people right now are struggling with something, because we have to uncover that divine spark. The time is now. The time is now to step into our sovereignty, to step in to who we are, because it's not going to get, the more we ignore it, the louder it's going to get. Anyway, for more information, please go to nataliestiver.com. Love you guys. Here. Ciao.